there's so much more peace for them when they're on a schedule and in a structured system too, right?
Well, because they know what to predict.
Yeah.
Nothing's more frustrating than when they don't know what to predict from us. So now we'll figure that out.
Yeah, predictability creates peace.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. Okay, welcome back. So we started talking about how are we getting things back on track in our schedules and in our culture, in our home. Before that, though, how much does a chimney cost, honey? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Nothing. It's on the house.
Oh, man. I was just saying before we got on, I'm really excited when that button kind of wears out. And you're like, honey, it won't. I'll just replace it. And I'm like,
maybe I'll get a set of drums in here.
You want to start a band?
Sure.
You're going to be the drummer.
No, I want to be a lead singer, of course.
So what are you doing with the drums?
I could sing and drum. I need to. You would. I don't think you'd give me the for me, so I have to do it for myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lead singer. I'd be a groupie.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So, anyways, we're talking about getting things back on track. So we just were talking about our big schedule, which is, if you guys have never done this, you really should. We do it with every one of our coaching clients. We have them get what do you call it? A dry erase calendar, maybe like a 2 foot by 3 foot that you put in a wall, and you can see all 12 months of the year, and you can start filling in the big items on there. I'm looking at it right now. We're actually looks like we're pretty much scheduled through March of next year right now, and it's July of this year. But when I look at all the stuff we've been doing, we do this to be able to connect with other people. We do it to be able to do all of our business stuff and business travel and business trips. We do it to be able to go serve in ministry. We schedule things around sports seasons, which next season coming up is the oldest 3 girls golfing, and then Bruce and Ellie doing cross country. That's pretty much all of August and part of September. And then, October comes up, we have more business stuff. I have to do 2 business trips. You have to do a ministry trip, it looks like. I also have to do some coaching stuff with some people coming out of town and celebrating some big victories we had. And then, the next month we have more stuff. Then we're trying to think about deer hunting and everything else because we want to be able to do that this year. So, we get this stuff in the calendar. And then what that allows us to do is have plenty of stuff to look forward to. We get to connect as a family around some of these events. We get to talk about them and, build them up between now and then, which creates more value. Learn that one. That's a really big lesson, is that you don't have to travel all the time. But when you do plan trips, make sure you're talking about them, for 6 months beforehand, and do a lot of, have fun with getting the excitement and anticipation up, because then it's almost like the trip is 6 months long instead of it's just the one, a few day trip or whatever. And so now that we have all that stuff in place, then it allows us to do what? To be able to say no to things that come up, different opportunities, and because we're already pretty full, right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest keys is, when you live such a full life and you want to enjoy every bit of it. You want to enjoy your friends, you want to enjoy your family, you want to enjoy your kids, you want to enjoy your significant other, you want to enjoy all the things that you love in life. Your calendar life can get busy. It can get really, really busy. Mm-hmm. And some of the stuff that you commit yourself to can be great, and they can be fun, and they can be both rewarding, and they can help you move forward, and they can be productive. And then some of them can actually be a drain. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about this the other day that, as adults, we get to help choose with our kids what are things we should commit to, and what are some things we have to say no to. So many times when you were young, you felt like you had to be at everything to have your friend group, right? You had to go to every birthday party, or you had to go to every play date or every sleepover or whatever. And if you didn't, you were the one out, right? So there's this guilt that as parents, we feel like we have to say yes to everything for our kids, or they won't have their friend group, or they'll feel like they were missing out on something, or that they weren't invited to something because we didn't go to blank, right? But I will tell you, sometimes it's really healthy to say no. And as adults, we have to be the example of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many things we're invited to every week. And some of them we would love to say yes to. I mean, some would be really fun, but we look at our calendar and we look what we've committed to. And the best healthy thing for our family is to say no to them sometimes. And that can be a dinner with some friends. That can be a party that we're invited to. It can be an opportunity to go even serve sometimes to do things. And sometimes it's just not the best choice. Mm-hmm. So I really encourage you to make sure that you're on the same page when you're planning stuff, because otherwise it can be so exhausting that you're not enjoying any of it.
Right.
And even just like for the kids, again, we have a lot of kids, so they're all invited somewhere all the time. I mean, literally, their social schedule is better than yours and mine.
Yeah.
And if we weren't careful, I'd be in the car 24/7, running them everywhere, and we would not have any family time.
Right.
We would not have our kids having healthy relationship with each other, playing with each other. Mm-hmm. We would not have quality time with them, even one-on-one. I mean, you have a date coming up with one of ours this upcoming week that you're excited about and she's excited about. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have those kind of things if we don't say no to some things. Yeah. And we realized we weren't saying no to enough things this summer. Mm-hmm. We got kind of caught up saying yes to so much. And that's why things like our family nights didn't always happen. Yeah. Because we were so busy saying yes to too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, again, it's a learning lesson. We're new here to the community, and there's a lot of great people and a lot of fun things to do. Plus you throw in where we live, and we're exploring the area we live in. And then throw in, your mom and dad have been really up for kind of visiting and exploring. And so we booked a lot of stuff around that. And plus we're launching businesses, and, so there's a lot. And so we have to be very intentional. And, what it really comes back down to is like, what are we trying to accomplish? Sometimes you have to have your center brought back to center, mm-hmm. and what are we trying to accomplish? Well, are we trying to accomplish having a full calendar where, we get to experience every single thing possible around us, and even if we're exhausted and miserable? Or are we trying to be more deeply connected? Is that what we're trying to do? We're trying to stay closely connected as a family, as a priority, even above, extended friendships and things like that. We're looking to draw closer spiritually. We're looking to grow in our connectedness, and we're looking to shield ourselves from things that can pull away from that, And so, like you're saying, a lot of this is, I feel like a lot of families can get off track without even realizing they are, because their intention's so good. They're trying so hard to give their kids all the experiences they think that a kid should have. But then when they're having experiences and revolving life around friends and revolving life from just around sports, then you're also probably might want to do a check to see if your family's getting more disconnected, because that's what's been kind of happening to us. Not in a horrible way, no, but in an interesting way. When you've heard me talk about this, and we read this in a book called The One Thing, where it talks about, we're all juggling balls, and every ball has a different name. And some of these balls we're juggling is like this business over here, this financial thing over here, these sports over here, or my time in the gym over here, or family or marriage or whatever. And some of these balls are made of rubber, and some are made of glass. And the ones that are made of glass are things like your marriage and your relationship with your kids. Those are the ones that you don't want to drop, because if you do, they don't bounce back necessarily. But other stuff does. We let a business fumble a little bit. We'll get that back. We'll figure something out. But we can't let some of these relationships, actually get dropped.
Right. And I think, too, one of the things I realize is when you are taking time to look at your calendar, make sure you block off the times for things that matter. So, looking at it as a big picture, but then knowing that there's areas here that we can't move because this stuff matters too much. And then there's areas that we're willing to be flexible with. Yeah. And then who you want to be connected with is so important. Again, kind of brings me back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier, but I think we've realized a lot too lately is when we are connecting with other people outside of our family, who are those people we want to connect with?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be connecting with people that maybe aren't on the same page as us in certain areas.
Right.
Or we really don't see ourselves developing a deeper relationship, or they're not really pursuing life the way we are. Being smart about who you are spending time with matters, because again, we all can fill our calendar with people just that want to hang. But when you're productive people, you only have so much time. So it matters who you spend time with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's huge. And so, all right. So talk me through what are we going to specifically do so people can kind of hear this? Okay. So I know in a couple weeks here, we are getting sports schedules going again. And that pretty much is like 3:00 on in the evening now, that pretty much every day we have something going on where we're running kids to practices, or we are, actually going to games or doing whatever, right? I mean, that's going to start. So what's the plan for the structure during the day in this next, season before school officially starts by Labor Day?
Right. So for us, I mean, some of it looks like getting up at a reasonable time again.
Okay.
Starting our day off fresh at the time that we have decided is best, and not changing it from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. But to be able to get up at a certain time, that means everyone needs to be down in their room, having their quiet time and going to bed at a reasonable time too, which we've been pretty lax with this summer. So it'll start off with that. The simple, let's get on a schedule of what it looks like to go to bed and what time you're waking up. And then from there, what it looks like to start, getting moving in the morning. The kids have been on a regiment where they've been running 3 or 4 days a week. What's that look like in our calendar right now? They've been training kind of for the sports they're getting into next throughout the summer, just so they didn't lose kind of like their muscle tone and all that they were working on. So when is that going to be? Instead of just saying, hey, it'll be whenever, we'll kind of get to it whenever.
Right.
Getting on a real schedule that, okay, so if you're getting up at this time, you're going to run by this time, you're going to get home by this time, so that you can eat breakfast. And then there's always, like you said, some sort of little projects. We need to, take care of our garden better right now. Do I mean what that looks like for us as a schedule, right? And it's not just once in a while when somebody remembers to go out and weed it, right? Or the schedule, even for us, as far as like you just said, the little reports they're doing. Well, we need to be on it. What's that? Who's presenting when? Okay. And then when are we actually going to, pull the trigger on booking this whole trip, which we're planning a year from now, because that's how crazy it gets booked up to go visit Yellowstone. Who knew?
Yeah.
So we're going to get more on board with that, because we need to put that on our calendar so that it actually happens. Right. So we'll be doing that. Another thing is making sure that all of us are really on board with supporting the fact that we are coming up on school. So do we have all the supplies we need? And when I say supplies, I don't mean like pencils and pens. Do we have all the curriculums? Do we have it all set up when we're doing certain Zooms? Do we have everything ready so that on the day I say, hey, we're starting, we're not fumbling around figuring out what that looks like. For us, we like to print off the schedule for the kids and put it on the fridge so they know ahead of time, way ahead of time, so they can already picture what's going to be happening. Yeah. So we'll have that figured out in the next couple of weeks here. Another thing is making sure for the sports that are coming, they're all ready. So do they have the right shoes to start cross country? Do they have the right equipment to start golf? Do they have all their needs? Have we done all the physicals so that they can, is it all uploaded in the website where it needs to be? Have we paid all the dues? Have we gone to the high schools and gotten their sports, cards? And, just looking at all that stuff takes time, because again, you guys probably think, oh, that's a quick trip. But when you're doing a quick trip for 6 kids, and on top of everything else we're doing, that doesn't happen quickly at our house. And again, we have a couple lists of things that need to be done before the school year looks, even projects here at our house. For us, we've been making a little list of things that need to be done, whether it's touch-ups here or cleanups here, or, just projects that we've kind of let go. We want them done before school starts, but we haven't put a date to them. So we're going to put some dates to things and follow through with them, so that when we do start school, it's like a clean start, and that we're not wasting another month trying to get in the start. Right. So that's some of the things that we're going to work on.
It's good. Sounds like we better start writing some of this stuff down and mapping this out. It's a Saturday today, so we could start fresh on Monday, of course, with this, which would be great. But yeah, I love what you're saying, and again, just giving them some structure into what they're doing. First of all, that getting up and going to bed at the same time, that's a game changer in itself right there. Everybody sleeps better. I think when they're more rested consistently, they're less ornery with each other and us. And but then when they do get up, we have maybe certain days that we do different things, which would be great. One day is a weed in the garden morning. When they're going for their runs, like you said, their workouts, whatever, maybe a house project day once a week, and we have a list of what they're going to do. And we just got to structure it. We got to schedule it. And then, we're going to keep them on the same page. And I'll tell you this, I know what happens. It happens almost every year. At first, they're probably going to be a little bit like, oh, we have to do that, and then we're going to go back through and we're going to reteach all over again what it means to actually honor things and honor stuff and honor us. And we'll make it a whole teaching example again. And they'll get it,
And they'll love it. That's the whole thing.
And that's the key. I was just going to say that, like, once, give us a week of this, and they're going to be like, they'll be like, I don't know. There's so much more peace for them when they're on a schedule and in a structured system too, right?
Well, because they know what to predict.
Yeah.
Nothing's more frustrating than when they don't know what to predict from us. Yeah. So now we'll figure that out.
Yeah, predictability creates peace. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. So, all right, we better get to work. Mm-hmm. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.